Hey, what's up everybody? Not really sure what these videos are going to be. The idea is to have just like a brief explanation of each class and how some of the systems in the game work. So I guess go ahead and start with the Locksmith in the pickpocket story, because yeah, the original missions up here are a little bit, I don't know, they're not as tough. So let's see, I'll go ahead and pick them. Blah blah blah, story. Now I'm looking at the high scores right now, and like I have a feeling that a lot of people are just kind of running through, which definitely does work on some missions. Doesn't work on all of them. But yeah, so the thing to know about the Locksmith is that of course they pick locks super quick. Other things about the game is if anybody's ever chasing you, just try to find a bush or break their line of sight, and don't forget that civilians like these here, in order to alert a guard, they have to tell the guard where you were last seen at, which means that you can always use that and kind of run away and then sneak in behind. Not like that. Not like that. Whatever, I'm just gonna kind of run through this right now. Take stuff so fast. Okay. So there's a costume over here. The moment that you get disguised, you'll notice that they lose interest in you. The way that works too is if you notice the black bars that are around me when you're hidden, the bars will be black, which means that you're not going to lose the costume at all. You can kind of stand around like this all you want to. The moment that somebody else spots you, they start noticing your disguise, so that meter starts to drain. Which means that if you're playing as the gentleman or something, just if you go to cover, you can actually recharge that meter, so that helps a ton. Alright. I think I have all the ones I can get right now. And with these lasers too, a lot of times you can kind of run through them. It depends on how far away you are, so if you get on the edge of one and you back out, it's not automatically going to go off. And again, the great thing about this guys is like there's this guard here right in front of this money. I can go touch the money and walk off, and I still have a little bit of my disguise left. Luckily there's a bunch of them in this level. And the Locksmith is also super useful on some of the levels when if somebody trips an alarm. What? Some of the locks get like double lockdown, which means that it's super hard to break through. There we go. There we go. I think I'm just gonna run for this. Why not? YOLO. I guess I will demonstrate trying to break line of sight if this works. So I'm running, I'm being chased, now I'm walking away. And a lot of times when you go into the restroom stalls, you see they notice that I went into this room, but they won't check each stall unless they know that you're in there. Also, a lot of times if you see a lock stall like this, that usually means there's somebody in there, so careful. And a lot of times the guards don't even bother checking the restroom, so if you go on one, you should be good. And from what I can tell is if you're running inside of a guard, they kind of pay more attention to you, they're more likely to chase after you. What else is going on here? Let's see. This. A lot of civilians have money. Civilians have money on them, so keep that in mind. You have rooms like this, which the Locksmith is super useful for, because even if I go in there and trip all the alarms, I can kind of get in and get out fast enough to not die, which is always nice. I'm going to try to turn off this generator, make it into that room, and break into both sides of that. Not had too much luck with this. This is actually where I lose a ton of my time at. I don't really mind getting caught inside of the vault, but if I get caught on the outer frame, it makes it seems like 10 times harder to get through and get everything. Oh, one more to get. And they're turning the power back on. There we go. Also, every 10 coins you get another item. So if I was to switch to this, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to do that. Actually, there's another smoke bomb in the next room. See, I still have the ammo. I don't really like using weapons. I don't know. When I use them, I don't use the mouse to aim at all. I just kind of point. But I'd rather use the smoke bombs because that way I can break line of sight and run.
Hey, vous là-bas.
Stop.
There we go. So they both ran off to tell different guards, and they are reporting the guards' locations. So the exclamation marks lit up, and here come the 2 guards to check that spot. And now the civilians are going back to their thing. You can see the guards kind of doing whatever it is that they're doing. This leaves me free to try to get into this other room over here. The way hacking works too is, if you notice, I have this blue bar. It's different per character. Like if you were the gentleman, it would be light blue or whatever. But the closer, or the closest object that you're near, whatever, is the one that you hack into. So if you're trying to get friends through a laser, you're going to want to stand beside them. I'm in disguise, and I am walking. When you trip lasers in disguise, you don't instantly lose your costume. It does go really quick though. Like right here. What am I missing? Why am I missing one? Is she the last one? She is the last one. Yeah, most of my strategy for this has been just trying to get to the costumes and the health kits when I need to. It's kind of running through. Stuck. Don't really have a choice. I'll just run to this wall room. And again, the great thing about this class being able to pick locks faster is if you get in a situation like this, you kind of get through the locks super quick. And I have a ton of smoke bomb. This one. There we go. And I got a costume. Now I just need to find health and not die. Should probably be hiding here now, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to risk it. Whatever. Health. Yes, perfect. Alright, breaking in. Lasers. Notice when the laser goes gray, you can run through it. When they flicker back in, you still have like a split second where you can kind of walk through it. Of course, I'm not going to do that because I have not had too much luck, so whatever. What I'm going to try to do is turn off this generator so I can get in there and hack that safe, and maybe get out in one piece. Also, with the generators, it takes a different amount of times for the things to come back on and off. I need to go back up. If I was the mole, I could actually dig through the walls over here and go back to where I need to get to. But I'm not, so oh well. In costume. I might beat my fastest score, which isn't too great. Yeah, the little meter, if you hit in the middle mouse button or if you hit left control, it'll show you the stats of everything, like how much money you have, all that good stuff. There we go. And I am out. My time. 8 minutes, 52 seconds. All the money cleaned out. Ah, new all-time rank. But yeah, so that's the lockpick. Again, just keep in mind when you're playing as that class that you want to try, if possible, to pick all the locks. Try to use disguises so you don't get caught, and you have an advantage if you end up in a room where all the alarms go off. So, have fun.